Hey everybody, been having a lot of issues lately from the local parts stores trying to program Ford computers. They're actually putting the wrong calibrations in many times, or not completing the security learn, or not writing a VIN, all kinds of weird stuff going on. I'm not sure what's going on, but I've been getting called out to fix a few of them. So I'm going to walk with you through how I go about doing it. We're going to start, we got the VCM2 hooked up here. We've got Ford IDS. I'm going to go ahead and get that running. I did plug into this car before I program it, so there may be an open session store, but we're going to start all over from scratch, and I'm going to show you guys how to do it. So usually with most cars, we want to turn our scan tool on or power up our software and everything hooked up, and the key in the run position. We're going to leave the key off. Let me get it out so we get rid of the door dinger. Why we want to do it with the key off, I'll show you. Now this computer, the original computer, which we think is the original one, not 100% sure, has a identification sticker here, and we see this as PVP1. That's our tear tag information. That's how I like to ID the Ford computers. When I do use ones of these, I prefer to do it that way. So I'm going to show you how we do that here, and we're waiting on the Ford software. In the meantime, I do like to take a picture of my phone of the VIN. Always look for a body VIN or the VIN plate on the car. I'm going to go ahead and make sure, yep, 79034. I'm going to make sure that matches over here. And we'll get a picture of this. There's a lot of good information on this tag here. So we're going to go ahead and start a new session. As I said, the key is in off position. Going to hit the check mark. And while this is trying to ID, this takes 45 seconds to try to ID. It's trying to develop communication with the vehicle. So I'm going to minimize this, and we're going to go over to motorcraftservice.com. This is a free site that you can get this information. And we're going to go to free resources right here. And we're going to go to quick guides. We're going to scroll down to as-built data, module as-built data right here. We're going to click on that. And then we're going to type in our VIN number. And this is our as-built data page for this vehicle. As you see, it says Papa Victor Papa 1. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to copy this, Control C, and we'll go back to our Ford software. It says no communications, set ignition on. So we're not going to. We're going to leave it off. This tells us one time here, let's make sure that you know, you have the key on and all that stuff. We're going to, like I said, we're lying to it here. We want to ID this as a blank computer or with no information, so we have to type in all the options. So set ignition on, hit the check mark, off, check mark, on, check mark, off. Kind of gets old, you'll get the habit of that, right? And then the last one, usually you have to click twice, give it a second, and then we'll click it again. That will take a second, but we're just getting to the point where we can enter in all the information all by itself. There's a lot of configuration information on these things that will not properly enter in, or it'll be saved on an old computer and you'll dump it into the new one, and it won't even give you the chance to enter the options. I've had a ton of problems in the past with like the Ford Edges with this type of thing. So we're going to go ahead and select from this list. Now, as you see here, it has F-Series, but we don't want any of these F-Series. This is a all other one, but you always check to see if your vehicle's on a list, especially this is for like the MV1s, the handicap vans. Click on all other. And we have our tear tag information. We saved to our clipboard, so Control V pops it back in there, and we hit the check mark here. And we ID'd our vehicle. This is proper, so we're going to hit yes. We can go back to our web page we had open, and we can grab our VIN number, Control C, and we're going to copy that in there, Control V. And this is found in the previous session. As I said, I did try to plug into this vehicle to read that old computer, and did not. So we don't want to start a new session or the old session. We want to start a new one. So do you wish to abort and restore that session? No, I want to start a new session. When we're looking at Ford IDS, the blue vehicle icon in the upper left-hand corner is all the vehicle information. The red toolbox is where you get to most of your functions for programming, any diagnostic procedures, including your data list, your bidirectional controls, your module setups, programmable parameters. All of that stuff is in the red toolbox. So here we go. Here's our VIN number and our vehicle. So we're going to go to module programming. And we're going to go to programmable module installation, PCM, and check. So now it says turn the ignition off. It already is off because we never had it on. And here we do have to put our VIN number in, Control V. It was on our clipboard. Guys, if you start using your clipboards and stuff like that, Control C and Control V will make life a lot easier. Save a lot of time. Make sure our VIN's right. You get one final chance. If you get past this section and you have the wrong VIN, it'll put it in there and you're going to get mismatch codes with your ABS, maybe your airbag, maybe even other modules. But so we're looking at November Bravo 79034. That's good. 1FTPX145X5. Perfect. Install a new module and check. Now, if we had a vehicle like a Lincoln LS's or a common one, the fans will run on super high speed, like takeoff mode, if you will. And sometimes the fuel pump will run on other vehicles, but we're not so worried about that here on this vehicle. I've done a lot of these, and I got my battery maintainer on there, so we are in good shape. So I'm gonna hit the check mark. Also, if this was the 6.0 diesel with a FICM, you take out the big relay that has the large contacts on there. And is this vehicle equipped with the PATs? Yes, it is. So we're going to turn the ignition to the run position. And we have the key to the run position. We're going to hit the check mark. We're going to turn the key off. And next time when we turn it to run, it should start programming right away. And the race procedure is started, so we've started this party. So I will show you real quick. We do have our battery maintainer going, and everything is hooked up here. We are using a VCM2, which works out very well. We are in the programming process on this lovely F150 Triton XLT. So here is our new used computer. As you see, there's a sticker there. It doesn't have any real good information that matches to anything that we have as far as VIN number or anything like that. So we got to make sure we get the right stuff in there. And we do have our little green goblins growing on our positive cable there. Got our maintainer hooked up. And we are in the programming process. So can't really make this go by faster. I'll give you guys a total elapsed time. I'm sure I'll fast forward it because there's not much to see here. We can take a look at the Cleveland skyline downtown. That's downtown Cleveland. We're fast forwarding this here. This took a little over 4 minutes to complete. So you see it says turn the ignition off. We're going to go ahead and do that. And the next page that comes up is going to be our settings, our configuration options. There's going to be a lot of information about the tire size, the axle ratio. What else are we going to have? The four-wheel drive or not four-wheel drive, speed control, cruise control, all that type of stuff is what we're going to be looking at as to whether the vehicle has or not. Because we have to get that information properly entered. And that's one of the spots that I've seen a lot of issues with the parts stores programming these things. They don't enter any of this stuff in right. So here we go. We got to find our axle ratio. On our tag over here, we do have the axle ratio is a B6. Hopefully that comes out. We got B6. So we got to find what is a B6 axle ratio. I think the quickest way for me to do that is to go to Identifix. And we already have our VIN in here. So I'm just going to go ahead and log into Identifix. And then I'm going to Control V my VIN into there. And there we go. And we're going to do the keyword identification. Identification. My fingers are getting cold. They don't want to work. It's getting chilly out here. So under description and operation, I believe we're going to have code tag, identification codes and diagrams. This is it right here. If we click within this document and hit Control F, you open up the search tab and we can hit B6 and it brings right up that we have a limited slip 373. So we go back over here, we're going to type in 373. Speed control. This does have speed control. It's got the buttons. And this is a manual fly shift, manual shift on the fly. Our tire size is that also on this tag here. We got a 255 7017. So 255 7017. And then we have the 4x4 low range. It does have the low range. We got a manual shift 4 high 4 low. So we're going to click on these options and click on the check mark. Turn ignition off. And then once again, it's telling us all this stuff about the fans and the FICM relay, and we're good. And turn the ignition on. And probably gonna tell us to turn it off one more time. Check that. Uh-oh, it's raining out. It's a rainy snow mix. And turn the ignition off. Check. And then we'll turn the ignition on one more time and you're gonna see it'll start programming. So guys, this is gonna be, on this vehicle, this is like a full-blown procedure all over again. This is the same as like your Ford Fusions and all stuff like that. It is a complete program when you do those, usually for the options. There are some vehicles where it'll go through very quickly. You'll program it and then you enter into options and it's a fast procedure. It takes 10 seconds or less. If you guys have any questions about any programming, pretty much GM, Ford, and Chrysler I do a ton of. If you guys have questions about that or you want to see more, the reason I'm doing this video is because somebody said they wanted to see more programming. So this is programming as they say it. It's pretty straightforward when it goes right. Anybody that does a lot of programming, a lot of the mobile guys that do a ton of it will tell you, hey, programming is easy when it goes right. When it goes wrong is when you have problems. But as you see here, it's starting to get a little damp out. While that's going, guys, I'll show you. I don't know if I showed you guys before, but I finally got a hot air solder station, so this is pretty cool. Makes taking chips off of boards super duper easy. Where'd I pull a chip from? I think I grabbed one from, I think it was right over here. I don't think the lighting's gonna do justice, but I'm trying to learn how to do some more EEPROM work. Lots to learn. I have lots to learn, but it's fun, and just getting a better understanding of, I guess, the next level of electricity and electronics. Trying to grasp that. It's always fun to learn. So hopefully I'll be able to make more videos on that stuff in the near future. But this thing is from Micro Center. I think it was right around $100. Not bad. I don't have experience ever using them, or even which tips I should be using. This is a smaller one. There are some bigger ones that I believe I have. Okay, gotta get back to the program here. And it looks like perfect timing because we are all done. So it says set ignition off. I'm going to turn the key off. And since this was a, I think it was a computer, I don't even know where it came from. We were just having some issues where it wasn't starting, but the theft light was out. So it's pretty interesting. We're going to figure out what's going on here. Set ignition on. But I always tell my customers, let's start out with making sure we get the right software in there and the right configuration and all that stuff, and then we'll worry about what we got. Set ignition off. Calibration is loaded and checked, and there we go. This page does give you the calibration information, so that's what we always got to record. I always maybe take a screenshot of it and save it so we can attach it to our work order or whatever. I'll save as, so we have a picture of that. Now we'll hit the check mark and we're going to see if we've got a runner, because like I said, I don't have a theft light. It says run the PATS function. I'm going to take a look here and see what's up. So they want to do a complete code scan at this point. It's going to, or should I say a complete code clear, which is always a good thing to do. Clear those out. Sorry about this, I had to delete this section of audio due to somebody shouting some profanity. I will tell you what, sometimes people just don't get it when you're trying to shoot a video. But we're just doing the on and off cycles as you can see here, and we'll be back in a second. So let's go ahead and turn this thing on. Keys in the run position. Just so you know, I do not have a security light. I'll show you where that is on this vehicle. Ford puts them in different places. A lot of times they may or may not be in a cluster. Sometimes they'll have a security icon or light in a cluster. This one is this guy right here. So if you look, when I turn the key off and then turn it back on, it's flashing with the key in off position. Turn it on, it's on solid and goes out. So we probably got ourselves a runner, more than likely, but they say it didn't run before. So like I said, we're starting from baseline, getting everything right. We're going to do a complete self-test here. I don't know if you guys can see, but I got a little bit of moisture accumulating here. We'll start out with our complete self-test. We'll see what codes we have, and then see if we got a runner. So PCM has no codes. ABS has a module configuration code. It says this was previously set, not a time request. Transfer case ground plate contact return open circuit. Let's go ahead and erase these and see what happens, and then we'll try and start it up. Start it up and see if we have a runner. I guess before they said it didn't run. Okay, so we still have that four-wheel drive contact plate circuit. Ground return path is open, but let's see if we've got a runner. And we do. So apparently, I'm almost positive that the people who reprogrammed this put it into like a learn mode for the theft system, wiped out the security, so it was looking to learn the first time it is turned on, or the first time it learned two keys. But they say it didn't run for them before, and it does now. So let's see if we have any codes going on. I can personally guarantee we got the right calibrations in there, so we know that's not any of the issues we're having with this vehicle. So let's go back to self-test. And we're gonna go ahead and do all CMDTCs. All CMDTCs is all continuous memory DTCs. It gives us a complete scan of the vehicle, which is always a good thing to do. So we're looking pretty good here. I'm gonna go ahead and take off my battery charger while that's going on. Get this thing out of the moisture, because it doesn't need to be all wet. And work on packing it up as that's reading codes. 247720. What's this about? Module configuration failure. So what we're going to do is going to do a self-test of the ABS module. And when we do a self-test of the ABS, it may be able to clear itself out. I'm not 100% sure, don't know about that or not, but we'll find out. We could always do a configuration of it, maybe just to try to do our due diligence, make sure we're covering our bases here. So on demand is a pass. So it says there's no faults at this time. So let me turn the key on, engine off. We're going to hit the clear button, and we can rerun this test with the key on, engine off, and we can also do a self-test. And as you see here, it passed the test, no codes to come back. We can run this complete vehicle DTC scan again. Start it up with the other key, make sure we're good. Do a self-test again of all CM DTCs. And let's see what we got. So that continuous memory DTC keeps on popping. Configuration failure. I'm thinking maybe we should just go ahead and configure this quickly. Let's try this. Might be due to an IVD. Does this thing have IDVD initialization? ABS bleed. Module programming, program parameters up there. Back to the Motorcraft website page. And as you see here, we're going to have to do some as-built entry. Oh, I closed out my Motorcraft Service page. Thought I was done here. Quick guides. And right back into as-built data. Oh, I don't have my VIN. Come on, Brian, you got to get your VIN. Grab it right here. That'll make life easier. And we'll go back and tab, and KUB is our code. Submit. All right. So it's asking us for our as-built data for the ABS. So we're going to have to enter this data line by line. And I've found over the years that trying to switch to IDS screen doesn't usually work too well, but I can go like this usually and go up 3146 5450 58 DC and hit the enter button. There you go. When the scaling of the Ford's IDS screen is very sensitive. If you get it out of whack, it does some really weird stuff. And we're looking at 3134. Many times I just go ahead and take a picture with my cell phone of the as-built data, and I can look at it and type it in. But I'm fast forwarding this, as you can see here, when I was adjusting the scaling of the screen, split screen, it got all out of whack. But this is a pretty quick procedure, not hard to do. So it's going to go ahead and configure this with that information. Set ignition to off. And set ignition on. Now it says ABS module configuration is complete. Looking good, just about done, I think. At this point, we're just going back and clearing all the codes in the vehicle, and that's having a conversation with the owner of the vehicle. So I'm fast forwarding this for you guys. It's looking good, man. And we've got a runner, so that's good stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. That code for the 4x4.
Yeah, well, I'll have a complete list of everything for now. I'm going to take this. Actually,
so that's the only code that's coming up?
That's the only code in there right now.
All right.
So I go ahead and go back to this. I'm going to show these people here, or I mean for the video. You can watch real quick. I'm just about done, man.
Show the people, man.
Click on the blue car, and you got this list here. This is your start a new session, complete a session, hold a session. But on the little scroll tab, we have complete information. Copy all this information, just grab and highlight it is what you have to do, and Control C. And we'll put this into a temporary folder on our desktop. And Control A, delete. Control V, paste. Control S, save. And we'll be out of here. We're gonna get this all set for me, man. All right. I'll be done in like 2 minutes. I'll be up to net. All right.
Yeah, if you could lock the doors, I appreciate it.
You betcha, man.
It's not a rough neighborhood.
Yep. Have a good day. So guys, that's the information you want to save, and make sure you get to your customers. If you want more programming videos like this, do give me a shout out, let me know. Be sure to check out Hands-On Auto Training. I'm trying to get some new information up there, some good stuff going on for everybody. Take care, have a great day.